Hello, everybody. It's Gloria from Gigi the Crochet Queen. Welcome back to my channel. It is another crochet and crime night watching Dateline. So I hope that you join me and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the show. And don't forget to give the thumbs up. So we will be starting. Oh, let me turn that off. Starting at the show starts at 9 o'clock. And I am so ready. I don't know what this one is going to be about, but it looks like it's going to be a juicy one. Let me see what's 2020. I have to watch that tomorrow. Hey, Nifty, how are you tonight? Thank you for joining me. I am well. How are you? And I hope you did a thumbs up when you came in. How is the weather your way? If it's really bad this way, it must be really bad your way. Well, just guessing. I don't know. But I'm in South Florida, so we've had a mild chill, but Sunday is supposed to go into the 30s, which is extremely cold for South Florida. I was at one of the Miami Dolphins football games when the temperature was 30 degrees and we froze our heinies off. It was not fun. So, oh, I forgot to go out and water my plants again. Hopefully it won't be too cold. Lots of snow. Yep, that seems to be what's been happening here. Are you going to be watching Dateline with us? Do you all get Dateline? I'm sure. I have started watching some crime shows that are in Canada. I forgot the title of them now. But I was like, oh my goodness. Never even thought that that's the kind of crime that happens. Oh, is it coming on already? Let me see. I don't know. I just see a family. I have it on mute, so I don't know what it's about. But it looks like, well, it's crime. So somebody is unalived, as they say. And everything that I watch during the week is usually something recorded. And do I watch anything on NBC? I don't think so. I think Dateline is. I can't. I watch the Law and Order shows, but I don't. I fast forward past commercials. And yesterday I didn't even watch it. I don't know why yesterday. I don't know what was going on yesterday. Oh, I went to a seminar. That's why. So I was watching other stuff that I recorded when I came back. So I haven't even watched Law and Order. So when we were watching Dateline last Friday, and then they showed so a crazy commercial, but then they showed what was going to be coming on tonight. I was like, "Ooh, that looks like something I've never seen before." So that's why I chose it. In 2020, I don't know what's going to be on 2020. I just saw something about a daughter, but I haven't even seen a commercial about it because I haven't been watching the right channels. Plus, I've been watching a lot of YouTube because I've seen all of these awesome purses from crocheters from other countries. So that's what I've been working on this week, I should say. Hey, Patty, how are you today? Sorry, I had to listen and not watch darn Spectrum. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hopefully it'll come back on for you. But your weather is probably really, really bad your way too. So, and I've seen a lot, I forgot how many, the number was really huge of people that are out of that don't have electricity. So I was thinking, I hope there's a lot of chimneys because I was out of electricity one time for 10 days after a hurricane, but it was in October, so the weather was beautiful. So it wasn't too bad. I could have the windows open and enjoy the breeze and listen to all of the generators. And the generators, as the days went by, you didn't hear them and you didn't hear them. And then all of a sudden, I didn't hear any generators. I'm like, well, why am I still in the dark? So I think I must have been the last person to get electricity. But my parents live in a different area, so luckily I was able to go to their house and take showers and stuff. So it worked out. I would not want to be without heat in the wintertime. I don't know if I could tolerate that. I'd probably be one of the ones they'd be saying, "Oh, she didn't make it." Let me see. 14 in Toronto. Ooh, -10. Ooh, Patty's winning again. Supposed to be -20. Oh, wow. Okay, so he's in the right. YouTube will not allow the show to be on due to copyright. Yeah, that's for sure. And they already dinged me once when I had it on. And the last time I was on, I came off and I was like, oh shoot, I'm not on mute. But and I played the whole. I went through the whole show to see if you could hear anything. But this time I know I'm gonna have to go on tomorrow and cut that part out and eliminate it, or I'll get another ding because they didn't give me a strike, but I'm sure this time around they're like, wait a minute, we told her already. So I have to make sure I put that thing on mute. There in Mississippi, he's in trouble. He's in one of those states. And they don't like his kind. I always feel so sad for parents that lose their children like this. I feel bad for anybody that loses a family member in this manner, no matter who they are. That's why I watch these crime shows just to try to figure out, what was the person thinking that did it? Were they thinking at all? And I made popcorn and I burnt some of it because I was going to sit in a different area and I was trying to put my screen up and it was like, nope, that's not going to work. So then I didn't hear the popcorn popping anymore. I was like, oh. So of course I burnt some of it. Is your weather, the temperature, is that the normal? Is that like an abnormal temperature for Europe? Because I know all this cold weather we're getting here is not normal, but it's becoming normal, which I don't like. This is the first year that I didn't. Now I'll find out. Oh, it's February 8th. I didn't even know when the Super Bowl was. Well, I used to revolve around the Super Bowl. Not so much anymore. So you all get cold weather, but we've had extreme length of severe cold. Ooh. I just talked to my friend that lives in Georgia. She said they're going to have another snowstorm this weekend. My sister lives in Georgia, but when I talked to her, they didn't get, at least at that time, they hadn't gotten a snowstorm. But I saw all the other places. They had the mayor of New York City. He was helping dig people out of the snow. It's just too much. Too much. I don't know what happened. I watched, what's his name? Will Smith has a documentary on, I don't know if it's on Hulu or Prime. I think it's on Hulu. But it's called Pole to Pole. And he goes to the South Pole. No, thank you. No, thank you. You love the cold weather? Mm-mm. Are you working on a blanket? I don't like the cold weather. You can keep cold weather. I'll stay right here on this side of town. That has never been my thing. When I finally saw some real snow, I was like, never again. I don't want to see that much again. Oh, you're knitting a dish towel. I'm working on this purse that I started who knows how long ago. And it's a simple one, but I started another one. This is just a basic one. I wanted something that I can throw some stuff into. And when I picked it up, I was like, what stitch is that in the middle? I'd totally forgotten what I did because I started on it so long ago. So I'm making the straps for it right now so I can sew them on. So one down, ooh, and one more to go. Going to mute. So if the state doesn't have laws, there's a federal law, and even if they don't use the federal law, there is laws against taking people out. Uh, It's crazy. All of these, I don't know. It's just a messed up situation for any family to be in. It's scary. You don't know who to trust. And when you're young and naive, haven't had the lived experience, and young people now feel like people that they have conversations with over the social media are friends. And I had to tell my daughter when she was younger, I said, just because you meet someone online does not equate to a friend. That's an online person that you met. You haven't had any contact, you haven't seen the person, you haven't socialized, you've only been back and forth online with whatever social media thing you're on. In today's generation, everything is through social media. If they don't have friends that they grew up with at home or went to college, if they are, especially after the pandemic, a lot of interactions were shut down for young people. So, depending on where they were in their growth process, their social skills were definitely diminished because they weren't out socializing. But so is life. So is life. This generation, they have a lot to deal with, more than anyone could ever imagine. And they give these parents give these children the cell phones, and they just have free reign to look at anything they want to. Just type it in, and poof, you can see anything you want to see. Their minds are so distorted by the time they are full grown adults. Just a mess. Just a mess. On the mute. Yes, Patty, they do not know how to lose either. And their parents don't know how to lose. Hello to the lurkers. Do a thumbs up before you leave. We're watching Dateline. I've seen so many parents get into fights at children's games. It's ridiculous. So you're already showing your child this is how we handle stuff we don't like. Let's just fight with people. Ridiculous. And AI, oh my goodness. AI is the worst. And people just retweet. I don't do Twitter. That's horrible. Twitter is garbage. Hey Diane, how are you tonight? Thank you for joining. I hope you did a thumbs up. We are watching Dateline. Are you working on anything? And what is your weather like? Oh, I know it. My daughter says that all the time because she's an artist. She loves to draw. And this AI thing, she's talking about, I don't know if that AI person is still around, but they had some like AI person and people were following this AI person and they put AI humans into movies and stuff. It's just a mess. Oh, it's cold there in Philly. Did you all get a snowstorm as well? Oh, the Winter Olympics is in Milan? Yeah. Tells you. Oh, I do remember those commercials they were talking about. Talking about um, Italian food and stuff. I vaguely remember who the people were. Oh, so we won't have any Dateline. I knew they weren't going to get anything from Apple. Apple does not play. We had an incident here. Two young boys, I think they were like 14, 12, 13. They were young teenagers. Went out on a boat. We had a really bad storm that came through, and they could not find these boys. And they had iPhones, and the parents tried to get Apple to give them access to get into their phones. Nope. Apple would not do it. So I know they weren't getting anything from Apple. Mr. Cook and Mr. Joe, let me see, Job. He was Job back then. He's Cook now. So that's why a lot of people are like, oh yeah, Apple is very secure. I said, yeah, they can be secure, but not when you really need them not to be secure. But I'm not an Apple phone. I'm not an Apple person. So and my friends say, why don't you have an iPhone? I said, because when cell phones came about, Android was how they came about. iPhones came out long after Androids, and I'm not going to spend that kind of money for a phone. Now all the phones are ridiculously priced. Yep, that's what they do. Apple, they're not giving up on. And I couldn't understand why they wouldn't do it for the parents because these children obviously are on their plan. Why wouldn't you give them access? I never knew why, but once you, I guess, put in your own credentials, they are yours, no one else's. Kiki Palmer in some horror movie. I don't do horror, even though I did watch Sinners, but I had to ask. I said, "Is it really scary or not?" It was quite entertaining, and I'm very happy that they got 16 nominations. But I hope they don't. It doesn't turn out for them like it did for The Color Purple, because I think Color Purple got 13 nominations, and I don't think they won any. But if they don't win, if Sinners doesn't win something, I'd be shocked. Going to mute. Now Tim looks like the other young man. They could be brothers. Well, uh, two families ruined. Never be the same again. These young men. Uh, they had to jump through a lot of hoops to get this information. There has to be, to me, there has to be some way that Apple doesn't have you jumping through all these hoops, especially when someone's missing. I'd rather someone be upset with the family and still be with us and be mad that they got their passwords to get into their text messages or whatever, than have to spend all this time, wasted time, just trying to get into information. But I did not know you could download stuff from Snapchat, because I know a lot of people use Snapchat because all of the information disappears in 24 hours. Hello to the lurkers. Hope you do a thumbs up before you leave. We are watching Dateline. That should be lost intervening with the releasing. I know it. That's what I would think. I know I mean, you got a police warrant, and the police is asking them. They're like, nope, nope, we're not even it. Nope, you can't have it either. Nope, nobody can have it. But the one advantage to technology now is that it's very, very hard now to get away with crime, because there's cameras everywhere. Even if there aren't, unless, like I used to say all the time, unless you live out in the boondocks where there's nothing, it is very hard to get away with crime in the cities, especially big cities. Going to mute. No, this is getting crazier. Oh, these young people, they don't think, they just act. And again, someone pays the price because they don't use their brains. All emotions, all emotions. I think I want to do this like that. I don't want to do it on the inside. I want to do it on the outside and see if I like that. I want two rows, 4 rows. I think I want to do it this way. You mean use their heads for more than a hat, right? That is so true. They just don't. I won't. I won't say they don't think that. It's just that what do you call it? Um, Logic. The logical part of their brain isn't fully developed. There's another. Um, what can I think of? The other. It's the logical and the foreseeing. You know, like most older adults. Yes, consequences for actions. Yes, that they don't go past the action. They don't look at the consequences because they all think they can get away. That's the problem. They all think, oh, this won't affect me. I can get away with this. They won't know. Going to mute. Ah, that's typical of crimes. There's always one half supporting the other half not. And of course, he doesn't look the role. They can't imagine him doing something like that. Blah, 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 blah. Anybody, everybody is capable. Everybody. You know, especially when you feel threatened. Your livelihood is threatened. If he ever said, ever put the truth out. But again, they don't think, they just act. I tell you, trying to make sure these things are lined up right is a headache. Ouch, 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 ouch. That right? It's crooked. Get in there. Now I have to do the least favorite thing is sewing. I do not like to sew. Hey, where's my, oh, there it is. Where's my stitch marker? Okay, I think that's right. One, two, three, four. Two, three, four. One, two, three, four. One, two, three. He's got to come down a little. Thank you, Batty. I get these on right. I can carry this tomorrow. Ooh, time to mute. Spectrum says no service until 1:30 a.m. now. Wow. Will they give you, what do they call it? Not a discount, but anyway, prorated or whatever. Give you something for your inconvenience. Verizon had a blackout or something, and they told me I'll get a discount credit. That's the word. So they immediately gave me that little bit of credit. Now all these companies are all joined at the hip. And then they want you, like I have Xfinity. But of course, Xfinity wants you to have your phone, your internet, cable, all of it together. And I told my daughter, I said, I won't do that because if the cable goes down, that means everything goes down. You don't have internet, you don't have phone, you don't have nothing. I said, I'll just keep my things separate. And as far as I'm concerned, Xfinity is not that reliable anyway. Yeah. All right, let's see how this looks. Let's see if I like it. This young man is going to lose his freedom over a moment of anger. Oh, you have your cell phone? Mm. When we had the hurricane, only because I had my cell phone, so the towers of Verizon were still up, but the Comcast, nope. So I would call the home phone number so I could get messages from the office. See if they left any messages of like when our office was going to be open or anything like that. That was way. That was hey Nia. That was way before um, every. Now I only have the cell phone. Back to mute. That is so long. When you watch these shows, you don't realize until they say how long it takes to prosecute these cases. That is unreal. 2 years. Mm. Well, in a really big city, it'd probably be longer than that. And he intentionally left his cell phone, especially someone that has a business. They are never without their phones because that's their life, that's their business, that's their money. Someone has to be able to get in contact with you. Just all suspicious. But his friend is so right. They will definitely take you out to hide their secret. And it happens way too often. What does he? Shaquille O'Neal has more commercials than anybody. I have no idea what that he's advertising. It'll be interesting to see how they open up. I don't think I've ever watched the openings of the Winter Olympics because I don't usually watch the Winter Olympics. But I watched the Summer Olympics. I think Paris did an awesome job on the Olympics when they had it. Back to mute. It's a good thing it was a hung jury, because if they had not convicted him, they couldn't prosecute him again. Sometimes a hung jury is a blessing in disguise. And something, since I watched so many of these shows, I kind of figured that wherever Jay was is somewhere near where whatever the boy's name is, his family. And sure enough, close to his family. Because usually they don't go very far from where they live. Or where family is. Because then he has to go back. In an hour, yeah. So somehow he got past all of those cameras with that young man's body. Glad there was a hung jury. Very glad it was a hung jury. Got to pay for what he did. I think the age of people sometimes makes it harder for sometimes the jury. And then, of course, looking at him, he's such a clean cut young man. Our minds can't see that. If he was gruffy with locks and tattoos and all of that, then they see him in a different light. Let me see, did I? Oh, I did it higher. Let's go back out of this. Maybe that's right. Make sure I do this right. Okay, that's right. Where is going to mute? Another sad story. But I'm glad he was found, even though if those companies had given them the information, they may have, at least he wouldn't have been just bones, just a skeleton. Hopefully they will pass that bill and get it on the docket, something, because that's ridiculous how these companies hold on to that information and won't give the parents the information. That has to be really, really hard. You just can't get anywhere with these companies. They have all of our data, but when you need them to help you, nope, can't help you. It's all private. But it's not private to them. They sell it every day to the highest bidder. Make that make sense. Today the 30th, so so the Olympics starts on Saturday, so maybe there will be a Dateline next week or 2020, one or the other. But I'm going to finish my purse, finish these, and then go and watch that video on the new purse that I want to make. What'd you think of that one, Patty? I think you're the only one, whoever is still here. Is Diane still here? I don't know who's still here. I see 3 on the thing, so I don't know who is actually here. It's going to be in the 60s tomorrow. That's doable. It was in the 60s today. I just got to remember tomorrow to water my plants so they don't die off. All right. I have no phone, TV, or internet. Okay, now she has a phone. All right. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. And I hope whoever clicks on this gives it a thumbs up. And if you watched, leave me a message. Let me know what you think of that show. So until my next video or my next live, everybody stay safe. Keep crocheting or knitting or painting, whatever you do. Bye-bye.